Shalom, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahawashai, Ba'asham Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to all you sincere Kim. This is your brother Abawan Makugame with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahawashai, Ba'asham Rachakwadash. And this is, going into or just me revisiting a topic that I've already done before. The famous God is Dead quote by Friedrich Nietzsche. Okay. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name properly, but it is what it is, right? Can't get all these foreign names, right? And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to read through this quote and I'm just going to go into it through scripturally, right? Because what you have to understand is that this quote that was made by Friedrich Nietzsche, where he said that, quote unquote, God is dead, is actually relevant to the current situation that you see happening on the earth today. Because even during that time, and even the devil, like Friedrich Nietzsche, could see the path that Esau Edom's rulership was pushing the world to. Because really, at the end of the day, what Friedrich Nietzsche said here when he said God is dead is really Bible prophecy, right? Because if you want to go into the philosophy, before I go into that, okay, let me read the quote first. And it reads, God is dead, God remains dead, and we have killed him. How shall we comfort ourselves, the murderers of all murderers? What was holiest and mightiest of all that the world has yet owned has bled to death under our knives. And you see the pride and the hubris of Esau Edom. That's how that other devil, Oppenheimer, right? When he made the atomic bombs, he said that he became death, the destroyer of worlds. And this is the pride that these devils have, where they believe that they have this, power, or where they believe that they have this grand ability to do things, right? Basically, and let me go to that precept. That's the best way to make sense of this. To go to that precept, let me go to that. That is in the book of Ezekiel 28, verse 3. When it's talking about Ezekiel, okay, yeah, it is Ezekiel, where it says, Thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that is hidden from thee. So this is the book of Ezekiel 28, verse 3. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. And these devils, Esau, Edom, they truly believe that. That's why you see a Friedrich Nietzsche say something as ridiculous as God is dead, right? You see a Oppenheimer say that he has become deaf, because of the power and the destruction the atomic bombs cause. And I even did a video on that as well. And you will see somebody like, and I'm going to do a video on this as well, Rudyard Kipling. These are all poets and philosophers. And he made that poem, The White Man's Burden, right? When it shows you the God complex which these devils have, where they believe that they are and none else. Like it's written in the book of Isaiah. I believe that is Isaiah the 14th chapter. Or sorry, not Isaiah. I believe that is Obadiah, where it says that they dwell in the sides of the north. Let me get that precept. So this is the book of Obadiah 1 verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Right. And you can see that these devils, they have a great amount of pride to be able to even make such claims, right? It was not you did not have any fear, any reverence, or even any humility in order to keep you from making such claims. But yet you see these Edomites, they are going around making these brazen claims because of the pride these devils have. A little bit of power, a little bit of authority is given to them, and they believe that now they are greater than the Most High, because really that's what this is all about, right? That's what this video is actually going into. So Obadiah 1 verse 4, those that will exalt thyself as the eagle, and those that will set thy nest among the stars, Then to like bring thee down, saith Yahweh. And now let's go back to this. And like he was saying, you know, what, and let me just start from the where I stopped. Or start from where or start from the second paragraph, you know. What was holiest and mightiest of all the world has yet owned, has bled to death under our knives, right? So basically, the philosophy or the idea of this whole God is dead, right? This quote that he is trying to say is that he's not actually the Most High or God that was dead, but the idea and worship of a God, right? There being that central figure, the idea of God is dead. Because if you go into the biography of this Friedrich Nietzsche, you'll find out that he was an atheist, right? He did not believe in the Most High. So what he's saying is that, oh, as human beings are coming into the new age of science and technology and enlightenment, that you would have less and less of a need for believing in a God, and eventually that lack of belief in a God would basically destroy modern society, right? Because you have to bear with me. I don't know why I don't know. I'm getting this cold. I have to go and wipe that off. So I'm going to pause right now. Right. So anyway, as I was saying, so now that he's basically saying that the humanity does not need the idea of a God anymore. So the idea of God, the worship of God, and the fact that human beings actually used to fear and worship God will no longer be required, and it will cause what is called nihilism. I'm sure you all can have heard that word before. That's really why I said at the beginning of the video that this philosophy that he has, Friedrich Nietzsche of God being dead, is really Bible prophecy, because what he has seen happening on the earth, as the scriptures say, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, right? And because in the last days, let's also get that precept as well, because that's really what you are seeing. This is the rise of nihilism. So let me see if I can find that precept. I've forgotten the exact place where it is, where it says that men shall be lovers of themselves. Let me go to that. Here it is. 2 Timothy 3, verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful and unholy. And it's really just the main point I wanted to get there. The first part of the second verse, that men shall be lovers of themselves more than love, but men shall be lovers of their own selves, right? Okay, let me continue going on. Let me continue going on. So like, yeah, I'm thinking of verse 4. So continue on. Without natural affection, truth breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heedy, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High. Yahweh Shabi or Shaya. That's the main point I want to get right there, because that's what you see happening in this world with the rise of nihilism. You are seeing also the rise of narcissism, right? Which is the love of yourself, and hedonism, love of pleasure. And that's why you are seeing wickedness and iniquity multiplying on the earth, because rather than that fear of the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, that is supposed to be on the earth in a righteous kingdom, right? You have more of the love of the self and the love of pleasures. Basically, your Epicureanism, right? Your hedonism, which is all synonymous, is all the same thing. But let's continue reading. Who will wipe his blood off us? What water is there for us to clean ourselves? What festivals of atonement, what sacred games shall we have to invent? Is not the greatness of these deeds too great for us? Must we ourselves not become gods simply to appear worthy of it? And once again, you are seeing the pride leaking off this devil. Because this is how Esau, Edom, and the like think that they think that, oh, there is no longer a need for the worship of any kind of God. Rather, it's now a time for we, and the we, of course, referring to Esau, Edom, right, to take that place, to take the position of God and be worshipped as God, as it is written, right? So that he, as God, seated in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. So this is ultimately, once again, Bible prophecy, showing you the plans or what Esau intends to do, right? And that's the reason why you see more and more there is a push for separating yourself from spirituality, right? No longer is there religion or religiosity or spirituality where you are worshiping, a god, or you're having any form of spirituality where you have a reverence for a higher power, but rather what is now being focused on is carnality, right? In order to, and by this carnality, this is how Esau Edom, the elites of Esau Edom, really will make themselves be as the most high of the earth, because as you can see, they control all things dealing with carnality, right? You are going to them for the want of all things. So ultimately, you will see them as the most high. This is the plan of Esau Edom. That's why, the MOTB is coming, the Great Reset NWA is coming, right? Because Esau Edom is basically trying to make themselves as the most high. So now let's go to another article I have here. I've already got everything I wanted to get out of there. You see the foolishness. Really, it's all madness. It's vain, basically empty. But you see the foolishness of man in their philosophies and their thinkings, right? Especially these devils that don't have the understanding of the Most High, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai. But this is the definition of the word nihilism, which is what I was talking about before, that due to, the rise of Esau, Edom in rulership, because that's really what it's about, right? Of course, they will attribute your nihilism to the rise of science and modern technology and human beings becoming quote unquote enlightened, which of course is not the case, because realistically, really, you're not more enlightened, but in fact, you are far more dumber than previous generations, far less of stature, as it is written. That's in the book of Second Ezra, I believe the fifth chapter. We have far less of stature, which includes intelligence as well, than previous generations. And the reason why is because they are being dumbed down by this modern day technology rather than enlightened by it. Okay, so the technology is designed to make you dumber, and it's designed to make you, designed to put you in captivity and make you a slave once again to Esau Edom. Enslave your mind basically. That's why they call it, television, programming, and things like that. You have your different terms that are used to refer to the media, okay, the medium that is used to control your mind. So this is the definition of the word nihilism, from Latin nihil, which means nothing. Originally a philosophy of moral and epistemological, and I've read this before, skepticism that arose in 19th century Russia during the early years of the reign of Tsar Alexander II. The term was famously used by Friedrich Nietzsche. I'm sure you recognize that name. Is the same devil that made that spoke or said or wrote that God is dead quote that we just read, and he's also the one that coined the term nihilism, because, like I said, it's all connected, right? Because of Esau Edom being in power. After all, is it not written that when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn? And this nihilism is a part of that mourning, right? Because it's not just, it's not just the earth, the people being in mourning, but rather the earth being so wicked, right? The earth being so wicked that the people have basically perished. as and reminds me of another precept. And the people perish for lack of knowledge. That's what you are seeing on the earth. Suicide going up, right? Depression going up, all kinds of illnesses and plagues, especially the plagues of the mind. So your mental illnesses are going up. And I was just meditating on this recently. I'm sure that you are coming in Babylon the Great have noticed this, but a lot of people are now being more and more under prescription medication, whether it's medication to deal with all kinds of neurodivergence, because that's the term that they're using right now, disorders or health disorders, or even if they're not taking prescription medication, they're taking um, basically illicit substances, they are taking substances, so that's your alcohol and your various hallucin drugs, the molly, the Zans, the weed, that kind of thing. And more and more, majority of the people in this kingdom, especially up in Babylon the Great, even here in Nigeria as well, you have your smokers everywhere, your alcoholics everywhere, all kinds of people, all kinds of drugs. So you move around, you see them, man, walking around looking like zombies straight up, right? And that's because of the time that we're in, because of the kingdom that we're living in. Because that is basically what this is going into, this nihilism. There is nothing in this kingdom anymore, only emptiness, only the vain struggle until Allah Yahweh comes and wipes this kingdom away. And the people of this kingdom, they see that outside of these truths, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Most High Yahweh Yahweh, because really, I can guarantee you that only the men of the Lord are sober, especially in Babylon the Great. But really, realistically speaking, only the men of the Lord are sober, because what is the, let me go to that, let me just quickly open that. The definition of the word sobriety, right? Let me get the etymology. The etymology of the word sobriety. So this is the etymology of the word sobriety. Sobriety, moderate in desires, temperate in indulgence. Sobriety, moderation, temperance. From sobrious, not drunk, temperate, sensible, moderate. Soberness, meaning steadiness and gravity. Basically, not drunk. And the not drunk there can also refer to not drunk in doctrines or philosophies, meaning not drunk on the wine of Babylon the Great, which of course it's already clear from the current situation of the world that all the people of this kingdom, the heathen, Esau, Edom, and two-thirds of our people are drunk with the wine of Babylon the Great, and the only people that are sober, right, vigilant, and see the things that are happening on the earth are the men of the Lord. So that we're continuing on with this nihilism, all right? So continuing on, the term was famously used by Friedrich Nietzsche to describe the disintegration of traditional morality in Western society. In the 20th century, nihilism encompassed a variety of philosophical and aesthetic stances that, in one sense or another, denied the existence of genuine moral truths or values and rejected the possibility of knowledge or communication, and asserted that ultimate meaninglessness or purposelessness of life or of the universe. Basically, this is the philosophy that these Edomites have pushed on the earth, right? The wine of Babylon the Great. That's why your life is so miserable and pathetic that you have to, take all these drugs and basically intoxicants in order to dull your senses and hide from reality. All your various addictions, even scrolling on the social media, right? Scrolling on the TikTok, that's also part of the, you know, that's also part of the tools that are being used, right, that by the people of this kingdom in order to ignore the reality of what's going on in this kingdom, which is basically the wicked rulership of Esau Edom. But the truth of the matter is that the people of this kingdom don't have much else to rely on, right? Because they don't believe in the Most High and they're not of the elect. So, of course, you see them in the situation that they are in the situation that they are in, believing that life in and of itself is meaningless. So, Wisdom of Solomon 2 verse 1. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Right, this is the most important point right here. We can talk about nihilism as much as we want. I talk about how nihilists and a lot of the people of this kingdom, of this world, believe that basically everything in life is meaningless, right? There's no meaning to living, there's no meaning to life, there's no meaning to a man's life and death and a man's journey of life on the earth. But the fact of the matter is that they are not reasoning rightly, okay? Reasoning within themselves but not aright. In other words, their philosophy and their viewpoint is wrong. So continue on. Wisdom of Solomon 2 verse 1. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves but not aright, our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. For we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we had never been. For the breath in our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our hearts, which being extinguished, our body shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as the soft air. Once again, Bible prophecy. You see, so this is basically the philosophy that nihilists have. Nothing, there is no meaning to anything. Once you die, there's nothing. There's no heaven, there's no hell, which of course, that hell isn't real, but you get the point. There is no afterlife, there is no spirit world, right? There is just nothing. Your spirit vanishes into nothingness, and that's how you spend the rest of eternity in nothingness, right? Because like they say, which is of course wrong, there is no meaning to life. And that's really what nihilism is about. Basically, just emptiness and everything. So continue on. The term is an old one applied to certain heretics in the Middle Ages in Russian literature. Nihilism was first used by Dadezin in 1829 article in the Messenger of Europe in which he applied it to Alexander Push. You know what? Let me just stop reading right here because I've already got what I wanted to get. I hit the quote that demon made, and I went to the definition of the word, and now we're going into the scriptures where it speaks about this, and this is how a lot of the people in this kingdom reason, because they don't believe in the Most High, they don't believe in the deliverance of our people. Of course, I'm speaking about two-thirds of our people right now. They don't believe in the judgments of the Most High, Yahweh Shai Shai. And they don't even believe in going into the spirit world. They have none of these beliefs, and they're just living, following the doctrines and the philosophies of Esau Edom. And this is what this devil pushes. Second, Wisdom of Solomon 2, verse 4. And our name shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance, and our life shall pass away as the trace of a cloud, and shall be dispersed as a mist that is driven away with the beams of the sun, and overcome with the heat thereof. And that is what, or how these devils reason, right? Reasoning within themselves, but not are right. And basically, what they are saying is that there is no meaning to anything. Everything is meaningless, okay? Which is what the nihilism is pushing, which is what ultimately you have when your kingdom is being ruled by the wicked. And now you see that, Esau, and the philosophy they've pushed on the earth, right? The wine of Babylon the Great, that is what is causing all this chaos and it's causing all this chaos and um I don't really what other word to use on the earth and in the minds of these people out here, you know, which of course is all part of the plans of the Most High, Yahweh Shai Shai, right? But even if we are still trying, you still have to go into and analyze and understand, what is really happening right now, and a lot of that can be attributed to the rulership of Esau Edom. After all, it's not written that when Esau Edom came into power, starting from Alexander the Greek, that wickedness multiplied upon the earth. And you see the fruit of that wickedness, right? Because the world and the earth lieth in wickedness, because there is no justice, no righteousness on the earth. That's why you are seeing all the people just completely demoralized and demoralized, no moral and no morals. And that ultimately turns the world into the what you are currently seeing right now, where everybody just a zombie, a drone, following what they see on TV, following the doctrines and the beliefs of Esau, without question, right? Because there is no faith of the Most High, how about Shami or Shai on the earth, especially among our people. Because really, I'm speaking about Jake right now. And that's why you see that wickedness and unrighteousness is allowed to prosper among our people. Jake is always being displayed as the face of wickedness, because really, because really, Jake is wicked as hell in this kingdom. Let's just say it as it is, right? But let me just stop the video right there. I've already got into everything I want to really go into. So with that, I'll end the video right here. Once again, all praises, honor and glory unto Yahweh Bashab Yahweh Shai, Bashab Kakwadash, Wa Abad Babal Shalawam.